Every company has its own Articles of Association. It's a set of rules which deals with the operation and management of the company. Many of the rules are administrative and do not impact on businesses on a day-to-day basis. However, although business owners may not think it will happen to them, unfortunately, we see many situations where things don't go quite to plan. And when there are disputes between shareholders or directors, the first port of call to determine the parties' rights and obligations will be the Articles of Association. So it is important to get them right.
It is, and I think the key thing here is what's right for one company isn't necessarily right for another. And I think there's all sorts of things that might be unexpected when you start to go look in the detail of some of these provisions. For example, it might be that in your articles a chairman has a casting vote, which effectively means if there's a dispute between the directors, the chairman gets to say what's going to happen. Now, it could be that that's entirely inappropriate and what you'd want to happen, but equally it might not be. And if it isn't what you want, the time to find out isn't when there's a dispute amongst the directors, it's now when you can do something about it. Another issue that sometimes crops up is that there can be all sorts of rules about what you can and can't do with your shares and who you can transfer them to. Whilst again, all sorts of rules might be appropriate in your company, knowing what they are before you get to a situation where you want to transfer your shares can obviously be really helpful, and making sure that they're appropriate for you. And then as well as these bigger issues, there are all sorts of administrative provisions in the articles, some of which are probably unlikely to ever look at. But if you do, they will say certain things about how decisions could be made or who can do what. And again, making sure that you've got the right rules in place for you is important, and the time to do it before it becomes an issue.
It's entirely possible that you're not aware of the contents of your articles. It's not a terribly exciting read, but it can be a very worthwhile exercise, so that if things aren't as you wish them to be, you can put that right. If you don't know where to find them, they are on the public record at Companies House, so you, and indeed anyone else, can locate them. We can of course help you navigate your way through the rules, how they affect you, and the options available to you.